Hey guys, Professor here. Let's get into another video. Now we're going to look at an indicator called RSI, Relative Strength Index. Let's do it. We'll click on FX, Indicators, and just type in the box, Relative Strength Index. I have it starred here already, so just click on it. Once you type it in, it'll pop up. And here we go. Here is RSI. Do me a favor, do not change the settings, do not change the numbers at all. Leave it the way it is. So now I'm going to show you a little different way of looking at RSI than other people usually use RSI for. So let's check it out. My ticker is MRO. This is what I trade on a regular basis. Let's get rid of that. So what I want to show you is, let's go on it first. All right, here we go. All you got to do that is double click on the RSI. Here we go. So number one, let's just start off with the basics. What you need to understand is this. Let me expand the numbers. All right, cool. So as you can see, this dotted line right here is 30. This dotted line right here is 70. Basically, it's about overbought, oversold. But I'm going to make it even simpler for you because a lot of you get confused with the vocab, and I don't want you stressing that. I want you to understand that anytime RSI gets above 70 in this range, I call this the danger zone. You want to be very careful when it gets in this range because there's a very high chance that this thing will come down hard, usually. As you can tell, look, it's struggling here and it came down. And you also don't want to be in this range as well anytime it gets below 30. All right, again, I also call this is also the danger zone. I want you to keep trading simple. All right, no need to complicate it. So that's one. Try not to stay in a trade if it's here or here. Next, let me show you another thing. I want you to also think of the 70 and the 30 as support. Sorry, this is resistance, support. What usually happens is, as you can tell, and I'll zoom in, the RSI lines bounce off the 30. Usually, it came down, bounced off the 30, and then stayed between and moved within it. I'll show you more on that in a second. Let me just break down this for you so you can understand it in the simplest form. Also, if you didn't know this, if you watched the video on trend lines in the professional area, trend lines is how I use RSI. Check this out right here. So you're going to go here, trend line. 1, 2, 3, and you can move it down. Depending on where it hits, you could move it regarding that. If this side hasn't developed yet, no worries. Try to make as many as you can, hitting multiple edges of the RSI to catch the bounce. That's what you ultimately want, to see where the trend is. The trend on the RSI here is on the upwards. Now, as you can tell, let's show another example. This is the game changer for me. Again, everything I do is what I'm showing you. As you can tell, all you need is a few of these to show you the ultimate gauge. And as time goes on, adjust it as you wish. See that bounce? And then you can change it as it develops. Because if this didn't develop and you adjust the trend line, you could assume that the bounce happened here, just like that. Always extend it off into the future. Always. Try your best to do that. That gives you a good edge. As you can see, it came close to hitting it, bounced sooner, and then broke it to the downside. So that's what I use RSI for mainly. I use it for trend lines. So now watch this, right? Look how it's moving. It's very similar to the candle's movements here. It was resistance at this trend. It broke the trend here for the upside. And then came down. Through practice and understanding, once you make trend lines here, you'll also have to make trend lines here as well. As you can see, we could have picked up on the fact that MRO was coming down here, got below the 30, went over, and started making higher highs here on the RSI, the bounce. And then eventually took off. Took way off. And that's how I use RSI for trend lines and simplifying the fact that you don't want to be in it when it's above the 70 or when it's below the 30. You want a safe range, but overall, you want to make trend lines on the RSI to the upside. To the upside. That's what it's ultimately, and try to extend it as far as you can to gauge it. See, it broke the resistance here and then came down a little bit. And that's RSI, guys. Hopefully this helps. We'll talk soon.